We're here at the WWE Tryouts in New Jersey during SummerSlam week. And I have to say, being that it was my first WWE Tryout event, I have to give credit to all of the talent and also the trainers who put in as much effort as they possibly can. And honestly, it did really show. Now, WWE talent like Rhea Ripley, Chelsea Green, and even Grayson Waller were brought in for different aspects of the training. I experienced the WWE talent giving pep talks to talent and even pulling them aside to give them pointers. Here you can see NXT talent like Last Legend helping the talent out by showing them exactly how the drills need to be done. And by the way, they really did kill it and knock it out of the park. I caught Shawn Michaels and Performance Center head coach Matt Bloom walking around. I even did catch William Regal, and he was out there giving pointers as well. The WWE team truly does care about the talent and its future upcoming talent. There were over 50 plus people trying out from over 10 different countries, but one name that stood out to me the most was 12-year indie veteran LJ Cleary. This was LJ making his entrance, but also here's a clip of his promo work.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is LJ Cleary, and I'm living my beautiful life. Ooh. Ooh. What does that mean? You want to know what it means? Yeah! You really want to know what it means? Yeah! Okay. But to me, this beautiful life is purpose within the journey. See, it started in Europe, 10 years, taking over country by country, and that gave me purpose, and life was beautiful. Ooh. Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Angle Podcast. We are here today at the WWE Tryouts in New Jersey, SummerSlam weekend. Introduce yourself, man.
So, my name is LJ Cleary. I'm a professional wrestler of 12 years, and I wrestle as LJ Cleary from Dublin, Ireland.
Very cool. So, you are obviously a fan, I'm assuming, of Becky Lynch and different superstars from Ireland. What about those superstars inspires you to want to be here and want to do this?
So the training school that I come from back home is Fight Factory Pro Wrestling. That was used to be NWA Ireland. That was set up by Finn Balor, and it's also where Becky Lynch and JD McDonough trained. So for me, especially looking at someone like a Finn Balor, as he was someone that made me see that it was possible. You know, being from somewhere 20 minutes up the road from me, opening that school and going on to have the career he has had in WWE. He's always been the kind of one for me that showed me from a very young age, like, well, if he can do it, then I can do it. So that has me here.
I love that. And have you been to WWE Tryouts before? Is this your first time? How has your experience overall been?
So this is my first official tryout. I was fortunate enough to spend 2 weeks at the United Kingdom Performance Center when NXT UK was open. But yeah, this is my first official tryout, and I mean, there's no other way I can put it other than, like, it is a dream come true. This is, as speaking as one of the wrestlers, this is what we work our whole life for. I'm 26. I started when I was 13, and I can say that even before the day I started, it was the only thing I ever thought about. So to be that little step closer, to do it here in New Jersey at SummerSlam weekend is particularly, like, pretty big from someone coming from Dublin, Ireland.
I love that. And, you know, for me being in this area, being from New Jersey, I understand the idea of it being, you know, this huge event. Being from Ireland and talking about these superstars that have come from there before, what do you think is the biggest takeaway you could say from the superstars that have come from there that have really, I mean, you could say they are the best, biggest, and most well-known wrestlers in the world. So what about being from Dublin and Ireland has really, you think, lit a fire in the Irish wrestling scene?
That's a great way to put it because, yeah, we've got Sheamus, Becky, Finn Balor, JD McDonough, Lyra Valkyria. I think that, like, because Ireland is small, we are kind of looked at as like, that's the little island over there. You know, you got the UK next to it, and that's massive, and there's little old Ireland. So I think Irish people, speaking for myself anyway, we do have a little bit of a chip on our shoulders. We have a little bit of like, no, like, we're not going to be the small country. We're not going to be the one that you're like, oh yeah, like, let's leave them over there. So I think there's a lot of pride in the work. Like, a lot of every name I just mentioned, and something that I would pride myself on is a high skill level, because, you know, we're different to, like, what, you know, a typical, let's say, WWE Superstar would be. Maybe our skin's a bit paler. Maybe we vary in size, unless you're Sheamus, he's massive. Maybe our hair looks a little bit different, and we, you know, to a Western audience, maybe our voice sounds a little bit funny, but that's all right. that's okay. We take it in our stride. We show off with our skill and be like, yeah, you're not going to outwork us. And I really think that's why, while being such a small country, there's such a strong Irish contingent in the WWE, and that's what I would like to be part of.
That's a great answer. And with you being here today, you said you've been a wrestler for quite a while now. What could you say is the biggest difference you're seeing compared to other training that you've had before being here at the WWE Tryouts?
Being at the tryouts here, from someone that's spent years on the independents, and I've also been lucky to spend 2 years in Japan wrestling, here, especially, we did some promo work yesterday, and we've got more coming up today. You always hear it in the grand scope. Well, you know, it's World Wrestling Entertainment. We want you want to make people feel. You want to draw people's emotions in. That you don't really, from my experience, get to understand what that means until you're here. When it was explained to me yesterday, and then we're put in the position that, okay, go speak in front of all these people, and I've done promos before, but here, understanding the importance of it, like this, you know, what I and maybe a lot of the other wrestlers are used to is like this ring in that building that night, and then we move on to the next one, and that's a great part of the journey. But here, it's like, no, like what you do tonight could live forever. What you say could literally be said in a video package 20 years from now, because you just hit that, you hit that emotional chord. That to me is the biggest difference here. And in ring, it's I love the intensity of it, because it's a mix of wrestlers and athletes, and they're two different worlds. So we got to all kind of bring each other up that way. But that emotional side of it, understanding that to me is the biggest difference, and I guess biggest learning experience for me being here at this tryout.
And the last question here, with you talking about these WWE superstars that have really shined in the world of wrestling, coming from Dublin and coming from Ireland. If you had to pick one of those names to come out here and I guess be your trainer for the day, who would you pick?
I would have to say Finn Balor. Finn Balor is someone I have been lucky to train under, like a couple times over the years. As I said, there's the link with my home school and stuff. But to now being as someone who I feel I'm really at my best, the last time I trained with him, I was 17. I'm 26 now. So what I've matured on since then, and what he's gone and done on since then, like the knowledge that I could gain from that. And again, there's so many, like I'd love to train under Sheamus, train under Becky. I've been I've wrestled JD McDonough on the independents before he came here. But for me, like I said, Finn Balor was always the one that I was like, that's it, like that's who I got to follow, so that's who I'd pick.
I love that, man. And I'm sure he'd be happy to do this too. For all the fans listening and watching, where can they follow you? Where can they learn more about you regarding after this tryout?
So I'm at LJ_Cleary on Instagram, and I was about to say Twitter, X, whatever it is now, at LJ_Cleary. All my info's on there. There's a lot of links to my matches and stuff like that. And if you want to get a look at this beautiful life, well then follow me. Thanks, man. Good luck.
Thank you so much. See more from you, man. Appreciate it. I was able to talk with LJ at the WWE Tryouts. I want to know, I
saw you have an interview with him coming out.
Yeah. And he was really excited to be here in New Jersey, but also to represent Dublin and Ireland. Like, how do you feel seeing him be able to express that and have the opportunity?
Oh, it's amazing. Especially, so there's LJ, then we have CBL, the Bull from Ireland. We have Anita Vaughan. Such a good crop of Irish pros that have come from my school as well. So it's so reassuring to know that it's good people, but also great talents that are still coming from our school in Bray, County Wicklow, that Finn Balor set up all those years ago. So I'm not the first, I won't be the last. The next one's coming along, and who knows, it's just going to keep going. So it's really reassuring and also inspiring, and I'm very proud to see them.